guys, welcome back to another Move Me Yoga Food Life video. So today is Earth Day. We've gone over to earthday.org.
They're all about 1 billion acts of green. So an international movement to protect the planet and secure a sustainable future.
That sounds good.
It does.
Sounds really good.
And in fact, we had a look at their actions and surprise, surprise, the first action was to eat less meat.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Normally organisations like this tend to ignore that completely and just focus on carbon emissions. But what they've done is they've put some great information there about a United Nations report, Livestock's Long Shadow, showing that the animal agriculture industry contributes more greenhouse gas emissions than the entire transport sector combined. Planes, trains, buses, trucks, cars, automobiles.
The lot.
The lot.
Yeah, in terms of water usage, that producing meat requires a huge amount of water. An estimated 1,800 to 2,500 gallons of water go into a single pound of beef. By comparison, soy tofu produced in California requires about 220 gallons of water per pound. The end result, what they recommend, is that people join their pledge to not eat meat once a week. So you can eat meat 6 days of the week, but once a week you join Meatless Mondays and you don't eat meat, you eat vegetarian instead.
And if we think about it from the victim's point of view, which we always should if we're wanting to be an empathetic and compassionate species, we would never really approve of rape-free Mondays or domestic violence-free Wednesdays or child abuse-free Fridays. But somehow, when it's not our species and it's another species, we can seem to make allowances like, just 1 day a week, not killing and torturing these innocent beings.
Exactly, but from the animal's perspective, they'd be like, oh great, so no one's going to slit my throat on Monday, but it's going to happen Tuesday to Sunday? Well, could you probably not do it for 7 days a week? So basically doing something really good 1 day a week does not negate the bad things that we do 6 days of the week.
And then if we come from our own personal experience, when we were eating meat, dairy and eggs and then became vegetarian, what actually happened was we upped our intake of dairy and eggs in order to make up for the meat that we weren't eating. And of course, dairy cows and egg-laying hens, once their production wanes, they're actually slaughtered for their meat anyway. So as a vegetarian, you're not avoiding the killing step whatsoever.
The problem with, look, this is a great initiative. This is a great stepping stone, and vegetarianism is a wonderful stepping stone for those people who just don't feel they can go from meat, dairy and eggs straight to veganism. It's a stepping stone, but the problem we have with this kind of initiatives is, as Lucas says, from the victim's perspective, well, they're still being killed 6 days a week. And also, it doesn't give people all the facts front up. So if I was to read this, I'd be left thinking, and I didn't know anything about veganism or meat, dairy and eggs, I'd be thinking, fantastic, all I've got to do is have a vegetarian meal 1 day a week and I'm great. And then the rest of the time, 6 days a week, I just eat locally, grass-fed, sustainable, organic, cage-free, and I'm set. I'm doing a wonderful thing. It gives people a false sense of security, a false sense of, I'm doing enough. It's telling people good things about their bad habits. And then once you get into that, I'm doing all right, I'm doing my bit, everything's cruisy, people are less likely to be open to the full information, to the vegan message, because they think they're doing enough. Conversely, some of these campaigns have shown that people who get on a Meatless Monday actually take those steps gradually and stay vegan for life. It's going to take a long time to weigh up what method works.
It's called incrementalism, what you're referring to.
The issue of taking baby steps.
Yeah, Dr. Richard Oppenlander has a wonderful video on YouTube. Basically why eating less meat and taking baby steps won't work. We've passed that point. We're fast approaching a population of over 9 billion people by the year 2050, which is only 35 years away. We're going to have no fish left in our oceans by the year 2048, which is only 33 years away.
So basically we've run out of time.
We've run out of time.
Baby steps is a nice idea, but it's kind of a little bit too late for that. So the problem we have with this particular campaign, although it is taking a positive approach, it doesn't give people all the information front up. It doesn't say, hey, this is a great first step, but guess what? If you were to take 2 steps instead of just 1, here's the result, which is so much better for your health, for the environment, for the animals, for everyone and everything. So it would have been really good if they outlined that, you know, the dairy and egg thing is kind of just as bad as the meat thing in a way.
And the reason they don't do that is because that wouldn't be popular with their constituents. So people could see themselves having, you know, 1 meat-free day a week potentially, but if they were to advocate veganism, that would be perhaps too much of a bit too extreme, you know.
But a lot of times people think that because they're not presented with all the facts straight up. So.
Like if this organisation were to promote cowspiracy and just simply ask people to watch that 90-minute documentary, all the facts are laid out on the table, and then any logical, rational, you know, compassionate person couldn't help but
go
vegan.
Yeah, exactly. You link over to earthdayfoodandwine.com. They have an event, but guess what the food is? Meat, dairy, eggs, seafood. It's full of animal food. So on the one hand, they're saying, look how much we can improve the environment by cutting down meat, but we're going to host an event that's full of meat, dairy and eggs.
And in one case, there's a particular dish, which is a vegetarian coconut curry or something like that. And they say, and of course, if you didn't want to have it as a vegetarian main meal, you could have it as a side to a chicken dish, which they're promoting there.
Oh, gosh. Now time to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? How have you made your transition to a more plant-based diet? What works, what doesn't?
What do you think of incrementalism?
And Meatless Mondays. Post down below. Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you next video.